Today I have the Jamo S810 powered subwoofer. The price right now for this in walnut color is $99, and that's a great price because the MSRP is $379. I saw that deal and I was like, I have that subwoofer. Let me make a video and talk about this subwoofer and help you decide if you should spend the $99 and get the subwoofer. All right, we're gonna talk about the specifications and the capabilities of this subwoofer as we go along. So first of all, the driver, that is the most important part of the subwoofer. This is 10-inch polyfiber, and 10-inch is not a huge driver, but it is still okay. There are 8-inch subwoofers which people buy. 10 inches, not bad. Now the woofer size alone is not gonna dictate the quality of the subwoofer. It is the size of the cabinet that also determines the quality of the sound that comes out of it. This is not a huge cabinet, and I measured the dimensions of it. The height is around 19 inches or so, 18.5 to 19 inches. The width here is around 16 inches. Around 16 or 15.5 inches is the width, and the depth is just merely 8.5 inches. So not a huge cabinet, not a whole lot of internal volume. Let's keep that in mind. The next thing we're going to talk about is the amplifier. That is also a very deciding factor in how much power a subwoofer can pack. And this one just has 75 watts RMS power. So not a whole lot of power. It can go up to 150 watts, but the RMS is 75 watts. And just to put things into perspective, the SVS PB2000 Pro subwoofer that I reviewed, that is up here, that and the Monolith M12 V2 subwoofer, the link is right here for that as well, and the description for all these videos. They are 500 plus watt RMS power. So 500 versus 75, you get the idea. Less power in a subwoofer that's only $99. You have to remember that those subwoofers that I just talked about, they're hundreds of dollars. They're $700 to $1,000 or around $900 at least. So much more expensive, but I'm just giving you an idea that when you pay $99, you should not expect a whole lot from this subwoofer. But this is not junk by any means. I use this subwoofer and I don't use it in my home theater, but I do use it to listen to music. I pair this with two floor standing speakers, and the floor standing speakers have some bass, but they don't cover the low frequencies as much, so this helps. That brings us to the point of the frequency response of this subwoofer. This can go as low as 36 hertz, so 36 hertz on the lower end to 180 on the higher end. Again, putting things into perspective, the SVS subwoofer can go to 17 hertz, as low as 17 or 18 hertz, and that is pretty low. This is 36 at the starting point on the lower level. So what does that mean for your home theater? So what happens is when there are explosions and bass that are very low in a movie sequence or even music sometimes, this will not be able to produce that lower frequency audio. Not a huge deal. Well, it might be a huge deal depending on how you think your home theater should be. But yes, that is what you're getting here. This cabinet is made of MDF and it is not very heavy. It is 26 pounds, this whole subwoofer. So you have to consider the magnet inside. The MDF, the overall assembly altogether only weighs 26 pounds. When it comes to subwoofers, they make the cabinets as strong as possible with a lot of internal bracing, and that's what makes subwoofers heavy to prevent the internal resonance. This is a cheaper cabinet, cheaper subwoofer, so they don't probably have a whole lot of stuff inside, which is why it is just 26 pounds, and that will show in the audio quality as well. So until now, it sounded like I have been just talking about the negatives of this subwoofer, but this is still useful in some scenarios, especially if it is your entry level or first home theater build. This will fit right in, and it's a very good starting point and very good deal at $99. MSRP $379, you can ignore that because this is usually $170 to $200 usually. I think I bought it for $180 when I needed a spare subwoofer. So $99, I saw that deal posted on my website. It's called delete.com. This is not a sponsored video. I bought this subwoofer myself, but I have a deals website that I built. It took me months to build it. I learned JavaScript and stuff and built it, and I'm happy to share links and deals such as these, which is useful to people. My website may contain affiliate links, but this video is not sponsored. Now coming back to the subwoofer, let's turn this puppy and look at the various sides. So there is only one area where the branding is, and that is right down here at the bottom. You can see the Jamo branding right there. All right, and this gives you an idea of the width as well, not a whole lot of width. And on the back side, you would usually expect the amplifier, but look at this. There is nothing on the rear side, and that is because the amplifier is on the underside of this subwoofer. Now there's the underside of the subwoofer. Let's talk about it real quick. This is kind of a recessed amplifier panel, and it is recessed because, well, you need space to plug these wires in. Luckily, this is a 90-degree power cable, and it also comes with a subwoofer cable. And luckily that is also 90 degrees, so it can sit flush in this recessed area, and it does not interfere with you putting the subwoofer on the floor. So there is only one line input, so you plug that subwoofer cable in. It's kind of thin, but it does the job definitely. And there is the power switch. You can set it to on, off, or auto. I keep mine in auto because that way it detects the signal and goes on standby when needed or when not in use. And there is the phase switch. This does not have a phase control knob to go all the way from 0 to 180. It just has a flip switch of 0 and 180, which is expected at this price. And there is the frequency knob, and this you can turn and let the subwoofer decide at what point you want the subwoofer to take over. So if you set it to, let's say, 40 hertz here, the subwoofer will take over 40 hertz and below. But I like keeping mine all the way up to LFE, the low frequency effects. And that is the option that I choose on most of my subwoofers, but you have to play with it. And there's the volume knob. I don't set it too high because this is not a very powerful subwoofer. You don't want to keep the volume too high. It'll cause distortion and you can hear some booming and quality issues in the audio. So I keep it in the medium range, and you'll hear it when you play around with the subwoofer. So that is the bottom panel, and it has these rubber feet. There is one more thing on the bottom panel, and you might have already spotted it. If you haven't, I'll give you a second here. Yes folks, that is the port here. So it has a down firing port, and the bass reflex is achieved by this slot right here. So that is the design, and it saves a little bit of space, and you might have seen this design in many builds that YouTubers do as well. So yes, down firing ported slot design here. So that is the underside of the panel. And when you get the walnut, which is the only one on sale for $99, the white is not on sale for $99, just wanted to mention that. And you may be getting this finish. I think I have never seen the walnut finish, but well, when you buy it, I'm thinking this is what you would get, but that is just my speculation. Don't quote me on that. This might be the walnut finish that you'll be getting. All right, one more thing here, and that is this red spot right here. When I first opened and took the grill off, I saw this little spot and I thought, oh boy, that is a ding, that is a manufacturing defect, and I could not figure out what this was. But this is not a manufacturing defect, it is an LED light. And for me to show you that light, let me plug this subwoofer in. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but there it is. There is the red light right there, and it turns blue when it is in operation. So it is a multicolor LED indicator light. Luckily, once you put the grill on, which I will show you right now, and this is the grill, when you put the grill on, you can barely notice the light. So it is just an indicator if you want to take a closer look at it. So I like that the grill is pretty sturdy, it is pretty straight, there are no warps or anything, and this is a nice quality grill. Not magnetic, but it has these bumpers that go into these slots here. So not magnetic. I like magnetic grills, very powerful magnetic grills that keeps it in place. But for subwoofers, kind of makes sense because, you know, of the pressure that this creates. So that is it with the grill. The finish on this one is just veneer. It's white veneer. I'm thinking the walnut finish that you get will also be some kind of veneer. It has held up pretty well. I don't see any problems in the veneer. It has not come off or anything. And a few months ago, I made a complete video of an entire package build of home theater components featuring this subwoofer, receiver, some Jamo speakers, the surround speakers, and everything as a whole package. And at that time, it was altogether around $900. $900 for an entire build of a home theater. So do check out that video. I'll leave a link right here to that build. It featured the subwoofer as well, and it's a very popular video. I recommend watching that. So that is a quick review of the Jamo S810 subwoofer. It is gonna be an entry-level subwoofer. Even at $99, it's a great value. You can definitely use it to listen or improve the quality of the music that you listen to, and even for movies. Having said that, this is not gonna be chest-thumping bass. It is still gonna be a decent quality subwoofer. And remember that you can buy for $99, and later on when you upgrade, use it as a second subwoofer depending on how good your other subwoofer sounds with this subwoofer. It is not always recommended, but you still have to play with it. So good luck and use your judgment. I hope this video helped you, and you can definitely take a look at this on my delete.com site. I'll leave a link to the website, and that has the deal. If I get a lot of thumbs ups and attention for this video, I'll know maybe I should make a video of comparing this subwoofer along with some high-end subwoofers like my SVS PB2000 Pro, and we will look at the graph to see where the SVS stands and where the volume for this dips in the frequency response curve. So let me know if you like to see a comparison with some higher end subwoofers. But that is it for this subwoofer. Coming up soon is the king of headphones, the Sony 1000 XM5. This is a brand new box. I have not even opened it, so this video is coming soon. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.